Hello and welcome to another episode of Dramatic Stories Unfolded, where we delve into the most intense and compelling stories from around the world. This is World Info Nexus, and I'm your host Sukant Chaudhary. Today we have a dramatic tale from North Korea. Our story begins with a natural disaster of unprecedented scale and a brutal response that underscores the intense nature of the regime's leadership. As always, we will be adding interactive elements throughout the story. I will pause at certain points to ask you questions, so be ready to think deeply and engage with the narrative. In the summer of this year, North Korea was struck by a devastating flood. The heavy rains caused massive flooding and landslides, particularly in Chagong province. This disaster was catastrophic, with reports estimating around 4,000 lives lost and over 15,000 people displaced from their homes. Now imagine the scale of the destruction. Homes submerged, fields turned to mud, and entire communities left in ruins. Kim Jong un, the supreme leader of North Korea, was faced with an immense crisis. What do you think is the most pressing issue a leader might face after such a disaster? Immediate relief efforts, long term rebuilding, or maintaining control and authority, and why? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Kim Jong un, known for his harsh and often brutal methods of maintaining control, reportedly took drastic measures in response to the disaster. He allegedly ordered the execution of 30 officials who were accused of failing to manage the flood and prevent its catastrophic impact. According to South Korean media, these officials were charged with corruption and dereliction of duty. These extreme measures, reportedly executed late last month, were part of Kim's response to the crisis. The North Korean Central News Agency had previously reported that Kim demanded a strict punishment for those responsible. How does the reported execution of officials impact the morale of those still in positions of power in such a regime? Could it lead to more efficient governance or create more fear and dysfunction? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. The officials who faced execution were not publicly named, but one notable figure, Kang Pong-hun, the Chagong province provincial party committee secretary, was among those dismissed. During an emergency meeting held amidst the flooding, Kim's frustration and urgency were palpable. Former North Korean diplomat Lee Il-yu shared that the officials in Chagong province were in a state of extreme anxiety knowing that their positions and possibly their lives were at stake. Kim Jong un himself visited the flood affected areas, meeting with residents and surveying the damage. He estimated that it would take months to rebuild the devastated neighborhoods. Despite this, Kim publicly dismissed reports from South Korea regarding the death toll, claiming the figures were exaggerated. What effect do you think Kim Jong un's public dismissal of the death toll has on both domestic and international perception of the North Korean government? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. This isn't the first time Kim Jong un has resorted to severe measures against officials. In 2019, it was reported that Kim Hyok-chol, North Korea's nuclear envoy to the US, was executed for his failure to secure a summit between Kim and then President Donald Trump. However, it was later revealed that Call was actually in state custody, not executed. North Korea has notorious reputation for its high rate of public executions. The Korea Times reported an average of 10 public executions before the COVID 19 pandemic, with estimates suggesting at least 100 executions last year. How do you think such a high rate of public executions affects the daily lives and psychology of North Korean people? Does it create a sense of fear or is it normalized as part of the regime's control? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. As we conclude today's dramatic tale, it's clear that North Korea's response to the flooding highlights the extreme lengths to which the regime will go to maintain control and assert authority. The combination of natural disaster and political retribution paints a grim picture of leadership in one of the world's most secretive and repressive states. Thank you for joining me on this intense journey through recent events in North Korea. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving a review. Your feedback helps us bring more gripping stories to you. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world's most dramatic stories. This has been World Info Nexus, and I'm Sukant Chaudhary on Dramatic Stories Unfolded, signing off. See you in the next episode.